Good morning, all of you. Today I'm going to discuss about the path loss and shadowing. In this path loss shadowing, these are the presentation online that I'm going to discuss. First, I will explain what is the path loss and shadowing, then what is the radio wave propagation, then what is the effect of the free space path loss, then the ray tracing, in which I will explain what is the 2-ray model, 10-ray model, and the general ray tracing. Then I will explain the outdoor propagation model, that is the Okumura model, Hatta model, COS 231 extension Hatta model. Then I will explain the simplified path loss model, then the shadow fading, then I will explain the outage probability under the path loss and shadowing, then I will explain about the cell coverage. So first, what is the path loss? Path loss is the reduction in the power density of an electromagnetic wave as it propagates through the space. Path loss is the major component in the analysis and the design of link budget of the telecommunication system. And the shadowing is the deviation of the power of received electromagnetic signal from the average value that is caused by the obstacle affecting the wave propagation. So here in this diagram this is the relationship between the logarithmic distance and the received power by transmitted power. So the straight line indicate the path loss, and the dotted line, that is dotted line that indicate the shadowing. Now the next topic is radio wave propagation. So what is the propagation? Propagation implies the traveling of electromagnetic wave between the transmitter and the receiver. An electromagnetic wave consists of moving electric and magnetic fields which are perpendicular to each other and also perpendicular to the direction of propagation. So here in this diagram, it shows the propagation of electric and magnetic field that is propagating along the direction of propagation, and these two fields, that is the electric field and magnetic field, they are perpendicular to the each other. Now the next topic is this is the continuation of the radio wave propagation, where I have explained the different mode of the propagation. So in this the radio wave propagation is the radio wave of propagation outward from an antenna at the speed of the light, and the exact nature of this wave is determined by transmission medium, that is in free space they travel in a straight line, or whereas in the atmosphere they generally travel in curved path. So the ground wave propagation, the frequency ranges lies between the very low frequency and the medium frequency, and the application for the ground wave propagation is the submarine communication, AM, FM, and the television broadcasting. Whereas the path loss, that is also known space wave propagation, that is also known as the line of sight wave. The frequency range lies between high frequency, very high frequency, and ultra high frequency, and the application for the satellite space wave propagation, that is the satellite communication and the mobile communication. Whereas the sky wave propagation, the frequency range is lies between 2 megahertz to 30 megahertz, and the application where it is used, that is the microwave link and the radar communication. Ground wave propagation, that is also known as the surface wave propagation, where the electromagnetic wave travel along the surface and the curvature of the earth in the surface wave propagation. In the surface wave propagation, attenuation in the signal strength increases as the frequency of the operation increases, and the surface wave propagation takes place, that is the ground wave propagation takes place for the frequency range of less than 2 megahertz. And the Skywave propagation. Skywave propagation, the propagation of a it is the propagation of an electromagnetic wave through the Earth atmosphere, and the skywave propagation, the electromagnetic wave is reflected from the ionosphere, and the ionosphere has the high concentration of the charged ion and the free electron, and it enables the large distance point to point communication, where the frequency range is lies between the 2 to 30 megahertz. So in this diagram we can see that the wave is propagating, that the uh, wave is propagating from the transmitter to the receiver, that travel the different layers of the atmosphere. That is, it goes to the first, it goes to the troposphere, then the stratosphere, then ionosphere, then after going to the after reaching the ionosphere, it is come back to the stratosphere, then troposphere, and then reach at the receiver. And the last wave propagation, that is the space wave propagation. Space wave propagation frequency is higher than the 30 megahertz within, and the satellite communication is an example of space wave propagation, which usually operates above 40 megahertz frequency. And the propagation of an electromagnetic wave in the mobile communication is considered as the space wave propagation. In the space wave propagation, electromagnetic wave either adopt 10-second or line of sight or the non-line of sight path. Maximum range is determined by the line of sight distance, and the line of sight distance can be increased by increasing the height of the transmitting or receiving antenna. The free space path loss. So what is the free space path loss? It is the loss in the signal strength of an electromagnetic wave that would result from the line of sight path through the free space, with no obstacle nearby to cause the reflection or the diffraction. So this is the formula that is for the path loss. This is the formula for the path loss model, that is given by the L naught is equal to 4 pi d by lambda ka whole square. After putting the value of lambda, that is c by f, we get the final value as 32.4 plus 20 log fc plus 20 log d. And the free space path loss is defined as the path loss of the free space model, that is given as the minus 10 log 10 gl lambda square 4 pi d ka whole square. And the free space path gain is given as the uh, minus of the path loss of the free space model. So ray tracing. So what is the ray tracing? Ray tracing is the rendering technique that can produce incredibly realistic lightning effect. Essentially, an algorithm can trace the path of light and then simulate the way that the light interact with the virtual object it ultimately hit in the computer generator world. And the multipath and multipath and the transmitted signal are assumed together at the receiver, which often produce distortion in the received signal relative to the transmitted signal. So here the here this yeah, I have I have shown one scenario of the ray tracing model, where the signal that is transmitting from the transmitter to the receiver, that follows the different parts. Somewhere it is refracting, somewhere it is scattering, somewhere it is refracting. So the reflection. So reflection implies the rebounding of the signal from the surface of an object, and the diffraction refers to the that allow the signal to propagate around the curved surface. So when it is so in this diagram, when it is strike on the surface of the car, then it is diffracted. And when it is strike this dark box, that is then it is getting then it is getting scattering. then the scattering phenomena occurs, and when it is reflecting through the edge of this surface, then it is getting reflection. Two-ray model. Two-ray model is used when the single ground reflection dominates the multipath effect, as illustrated in the figure. The received signal consists of two components: the line of sight component or ray, which is just the transmitted signal propagation through the free space, and reflected components or ray, which is transmitted signal reflected off the ground. So here I have taken one example. Here I have shown the two-ray model. So there is one transmitted antenna and there is one received antenna, and the height of the transmitted antenna is greater than the height of the received antenna, and there is the communication between the transmitter antenna to the receiver antenna using the multiple paths. So there is one path that is directly communicating between the transmitter to the receiver, and there is one non-line of sight, that means the signal is reaching to the receiver by reflecting through the surface. So the 10-ray model. 10-ray model is the model applied to the transmission in an urban area to generate the model of 10 ray. Typically 4 rays more are added to the 6-layer model. These are uh, these incorporate path from 1 3 reflection 1 to 3 reflection. Specifically, there is one line of sight, ground reflected, single wall reflected, double wall reflected, triple wall reflected, wall ground reflected, and the ground wall reflected, where each one of the path bounce on the both side of the wall. It has been demonstrated that the ray model simulate, or one can represent the propagation of the signal through the direct canyon dielectric canyon, in which the ray that travel from the transmitter point to the receiver point bounce many times. And this is the formula 10-ray model. The received signal is given by this formula that is given in this slide. And off. The next topic is the propagation model. There are the three kinds of propagation model. First one is the empirical model. Second one is the semi-deterministic model. Then last one is the deterministic model. So what is the empirical model? Empirical model Empirical modeling is the generic term for activities that creates model by observation and experiment. Semi-spherical, it is partially empirical and partially deterministic model, which is involving assumption approximation to simplify the calculation. Deterministic model estimate the field strain directly from the path profile, that is the profile of the terrain between the transmitter and the receiver. These are the model of the different type of cell. So first one is the micro cell, and another one is the micro path loss model. In the micro cell path loss model, there is Okumura model, cos-31 model, and the plane earth model. And in the micro path loss model, that is the empirical model, dual slope empirical model, or the two-ray model. Okumura model. Okumura model is widely used for the signal prediction in urban area, and the application for the Okumura model, that is the frequency range lies between 150 MHz to 1920 MHz. It is typically extrapolated up to 3000 MHz, and the distance between the transmitter and the receiver antenna is 100 kilometer, and the transmit antenna effective height is 30 meter to 1000 meter, and the mobile antenna height is 1 meter to 10 meter. And the technique that is used in the Okumura model, that is the free space path loss, and determine the median attenuation relative to the free space. In the Okumura model, the path loss can be determined by using this formula, that is the L50, that is the 50th percentile value of the propagation path loss between the transmitter and the receiver, expressed in dB, is equal to LF, that is the free space propagation loss in dB, and AMU, that is the median attenuation relative to the free space additional losses in dB. This is the function of the frequency and the distance, and the GHTE, that is the base station antenna height gain factor, GHRE, that is the mobile antenna height gain factor, and the GRE is the gain due to the type of the terrain in dB. And the Okumura, the free space loss in the Okumura model can be given by this formula. And the Okumura model pros and cons are: the Okumura model is based on the measured data and does not provide any analytical explanation. And the major disadvantage is it is a slow response to rapid change in terrain. And the model is fairly good in the urban or the suburban area, but not good in the rural area. And the common standard deviation between the predicted and the measured path values are around 10 dB to 14 dB. And the Hatha model, next is the this next outdoor propagation model, that is the Okumura Hatha model. It simplifies the path loss prediction of the formulates the result as obtained in the Okumura model and applicable for transmitter antenna effective height, that is between the 30 meter to 200 meter, and the mobile antenna height 1 meter to 10 meter, and the frequency range it supports, that is 150 megahertz to 1500 megahertz, and the transmitter receiver distance, that is 1 kilometer to 20 kilometer, and the path loss is given as A plus B log D, where A, B and C are the factor that depend on the frequency and the antenna height, and the A and B are A, B and AB have the different equations. By putting this equation on the path loss formula, we can get the path loss. And the function AHM and the factor C depends on the environment, small and medium sized cities, that is the urban. So these are the different values of the function A of HM. It is different for the different area, means for the metropolitan area it is different, for the suburban area it is different, and for the rural area it is different, where AHM in the suburban and the rural area is the same for the urban, small and the medium sized city. So this is the graph, this is the plot for the Okumura Hatha model. So when we fix the frequency range between the 150 to 1500 megahertz, and fix the distance between the transmitter and receiver distance, that is 15 meter, and the height of the base station antenna is 50 meter, and the mobile station antenna, that is 3 meter, and as we are taken the environment as the urban area, so the path loss is path loss increases linearly as the operating frequency increases. So these are the pros and cons of the Okumura Hatha model. In this Okumura Hatha model, it is assumed that the no dominant obstacle between the base station and the mobile station, and that the terrain profile change only slowly. And the measurement have shown the several disadvantage to the approach for the effective antenna height calculation. To circumvent the problem, some prediction tool examine alternative method for the calculation of effective antenna height. And the parameter range does not encompass the 1800 megahertz frequency range, most commonly used for 2 to 3G cellular system. Now the cost 231 Hatha model. COS 231 extension is the extension of the Hatha model, aiming for the channel modeling for the digital mobile radio towards the future generation system. COS 231 Hatha model defined by the path loss is path loss is equal to a plus b log d plus c, where a, b, and c are the factors that depend on the frequency and then antenna height, and a and b can be and the a and b values is given in the box, where the fc is the given megahertz, and and d is in kilometer, or C is 0 dB for the small and medium sized cities, urban area and suburban area, where the C is equal to 3 dB, then it comes under metropolitan area. Cost to 31 Hatha model. So this is the this is the plot of the cost to 31 model. So as we set the frequency between the 1500 to 2000 gigahertz, megahertz, and making the distance between the transmitter and the receiver antenna as 15 meter, and the base antenna height is 50 meter, and the uh, mm, uh, mobile station antenna height as the 3 meter, and taking the environment as the urban area. So the path loss is increasing linearly as operating increases. And this is the shadow fading. So what is fading channel is the communication channel that experience the fading. In the wireless system, fading may either be due to the multipath propagation, referred to as the multipath introduced fading, whereas uh, weather means particularly rain, or shadowing from the obstacle affecting the wave propagation, sometimes referred to the shadow fading. The most common model for this additional attenuation is log normal shadowing. The model has been confirmed empirically to accurately model the variation in the received power in both the outdoor and the indoor propagation environment. And the log normal shadowing model, the ratio of the transmit to receive power, that is Pt by Pr, is assumed random with the log normal distribution that is given by this formula. Outage probability under the path loss and the shadowing. Outage probability of the communication channel is the probability that the given information rate is not supported because of the variable channel capacity. And the outage probability is defined as the probability that the information rate is less than the required threshold information rate. And the defined outage probability, P out is equal to the is the function of the P minimum comma D under the path loss and the shadowing to be probability that the received power at the given distance D falls below. And the combined path loss and the shadowing model can be combined path loss and the shadowing model can be represented by the given formula. And the last topic is the uh, cell coverage area. Cell coverage area in the cellular system is defined as the expected percentage of area within a cell that has received power above a given minimum. And the consider the base station inside the cellular cell of given radius r. All mobiles within the cell require some minimum received SNR for acceptable performance, and the transmit power at the base station is designed for the average received power at the cell boundary of the PR, averaged over the shadowing variation. Shadowing will cause some location within the cell to have received power below PR, and other will have received power exceeding PR. So this diagram shows that we have considered one cellular system. Under this cellular system, the base station the base station the radius of the base station is represented as R, and this out of this circle, this shadowing path indicate the path loss and the random shadowing. So this is the diagram of the cell coverage area. Thank you. These are the reference from where I have taken all those contents, and thank you.